Pants Free Podcast.
Nick?
Yeah?
Are you there?
Yeah?
Are you want to do a podcast?
Maybe.
I have one question.
Where have you been?
What?
'Cause I never see you out.
Where the hell have you been?
Showing off my various parts to people?
You've been in a Mexican prison, haven't you?
Maybe.
That's what I thought.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic edition of the Pants Free Podcast. Pants never required. Here now is your host, Balloonius Francine Marconi, and his podcast compadre, Nick Miles.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of the Pants Free Podcast. And normally I don't even draw attention to this because who really cares? But we've been away for a bit because, well, Nick is a very, very busy man, or he's been doing some time for that crime he committed back in the early 90s.
I'm innocent, I tell you.
Well, I, you're my friend, so of course I believe that. But
Good.
unfortunately, the judge said, you're going to have to do some time, sir. And you're like, but I've got a podcast. And he said, what the hell is that? A podcast? And so then you were thrown into the hoosecow, and so that's where you've been. But you're back
what?
now, and you're fine.
Wait, I was thrown into the what?
As they call it, the hoosecow.
I don't know.
What do they call it in England?
I don't even know what a hoosecal is. This is new language to me. You're speaking in tongues.
Are you still in prison? It sounds like you may be coming from a prison cell.
No, I'm not coming from a prison
Oh, there
cell.
you go. There you go. That's the sweet. See, when you back off the mic, it sounds like maybe you're talking to us from a toilet.
Oh, I changed the settings on my mic because when I was doing voiceovers, I sounded strange.
Oh yeah, so you do professional voiceovers? I can't picture that.
Really?
How would that sound?
And now, the Marconi Show, coming to you live from a dirty toilet bowl somewhere in Vantucky.
Oh, I like that. But Nick, we're glad to have you back. It's always understandable. I mean, you've got a job, you got stuff to going on.
Yeah.
And a considerable amount of things have happened to me since you've been gone. I'll just, I moved in with my girlfriend Sierra.
Yes.
You've heard us on the Me Plus Cake podcast, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sierra even filled in for you a couple of times. And then after like the third and fourth week, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should just give it a rest, because her and I do a podcast already. And I'm like, nobody's going to be able to fill in for Nick. I mean, you're an irreplaceable person.
I'm a great hole filler, aren't I?
So we moved in and all that kind of happened, and I told you about the Russian mafia moving us, and they didn't kill me. Although they did give me a call the other day, and it kind of got me worried. Like a month later, why are they calling me?
They called to ask how the service was, or they called to say we need more money?
Well, I hope neither, because I told them how great the service was. For the price, man. I mean, for like $280, they moved 90% of my furniture, like all the heavy stuff. So if I would have gone like $400, I could have gotten it all done. And next time I will. Believe running up and down 3 flights of stairs, I really just wanted to kill myself. But I did burn enough calories to eat like 7 pizzas.
Wow.
Yeah. So it works out in the end. So that happened. We've converged all our pets. I have 3 cats and 1 chi-pom. I'm almost a cat lady.
That's funny.
The Chihuahua Pomeranian is the only thing keeping me from being a cat lady. So, thank God for that. And let's be honest, it's a lovely dog, and I love it. I'm its new daddy. But that's Bijou. And it is a dog that has a Twitter account. Do any of your dogs have a Twitter account?
No, but you know what? My friends' animals have accounts, and sometimes I think it's a great idea, and sometimes I think it's stupid.
It is a little of both. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We tweet jokes. Here, I'll go to Bijou Cake because my girlfriend's Twitter is Sierra Cake. So Bijou Cake is our dog's Twitter. Here's just some of the things that Bijou Cake, if you follow Bijou Cake on Twitter, you might read this. I got to ride in the car today. It was the best day of my life. I got a bath today. Runs around like a lunatic. So you see, Nick, how fascinating it might be. My dad wants to take me to work. It would be a fun place to pee somewhere different. So you can see, I believe what you said, the latter part of your equation there. It's ridiculous. So, go ahead and follow my dog if you want on Twitter for all those great tweets. And behind-the-scenes pics that you may not see on other accounts.
So I need to understand something. When you move in and you consolidate your animals...
Right.
Do they still become your animals? Because, we've lived together. Lowell and I have lived together for...
Sure.
Since 1999. So what's that?
14 years.
We've lived together 14 years. And
almost 15.
We still have our own dog. We have shared dogs, but we still have our own dogs.
Well, I get that. But, I've kind of immediately, and it wasn't something that I professed, because I love her animals. She has a dog and a cat. They're adorable and sweet and great. But immediately she said, "No, you're their daddy now," and so because she is a human that doesn't want to create children, so our pets have become, we're that couple. So I am now the daddy, not the stepdaddy. That's the beautiful thing about animals is you get to automatically adopt them without paperwork. So I'm sure if if Lord forbid things didn't work out, we would. Separate church and state. But as far as the union together, where we claim these animals as both of ours.
It's just interesting, isn't it?
Maybe they'll pass a state law, something like that, where humans can adopt their significant other's pets. You know what? I'm not going to get married until that can happen.
Right.
There you go. I'm going to take a strong stance against it, or on it, or for whatever. You get it. Nick, I think I might be so Sierra is really into we like scary movies and stuff. We're watching American Horror Story and all these movies. We just saw Carrie the remake, which was great. And we went out to this place here. Every city has a corn maze. Well, on Halloween they have the corn maze of death. I mean, what about that doesn't make you want to just get into it?
Right.
It seems as though. You think about it wow, corn maze of death, sign me up.
Right.
Maybe throw in a couple of dead rats. Here we go. Who doesn't want to die in a corn maze? And so we went out there to this farm. It's one of those pumpkin patches. They have them all over.
Right.
And so during the day, you take the kids there and all that kind of stuff. So at night, they have this, I think it's called the corn maze. It's not the actual corn maze of death, but it's like the field of the undead or something.
Right.
For $30. Now, I think these pricings are ridiculous. I'm not so upset about it when I go to a real place. Like we just went to this place called the 13th Floor, and it's a professional production. They rent out a warehouse and they put it all together, and it's pretty great. And that's like $50, and you stand in line for a little bit, and it's very well organized, and it's produced by a real professional company.
Right.
But this corn maze of death. For $30, you'd think, well, I know I'm probably not going to get the highest quality of entertainment, but it should be pretty good. It should be at least better than a high school musical or something. You know what I mean? I'm in for it. And I love corn mazes. I think they're fun and kind of scary. So getting in there, we spent, and it's freezing cold here at night, 2 hours in a line waiting. And so you'd think, getting up there, if you didn't die. I mean, we were frozen solid. We didn't really come prepared with, the proper winter ski gear or whatever you ended up. Who thinks they're going to stand in line for 2 hours for something?
It's I would tell you, my time in line is approximately 30 minutes if I really want something, and anything over 5 minutes, I would stab somebody. Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. 30 minutes. I don't mind if for 30 minutes, you think $1 a minute. I paid 30. But why is it that we get to the point where we just accept this stuff? Why is that a thing in life? 2 hours. And then I didn't even get to the part where we got to the front of the line. But meanwhile, we bought a hot cocoa before we got in the line. That was like $10. $10 for a cocoa? And then, You get in line, you wait for 2 hours, and, I'm environmentally conscious. Some people might just throw their cups down. I held that stupid styrofoam cup for 2 hours.
You didn't walk back to where you bought it from and use their trash can?
No, because the line was a mile long, and you're in like a little corn row. And so, like, you're in the cornfield. To do it, it's like, how when you get up in the movie theater and you, like, have to use the restroom and you have to say, sorry, excuse me, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's like doing that for a mile of frozen people who've been standing there for 2 hours. And then you got to go back. So, I was just like, screw it. And then
nobody wants any of that.
And then we got up to the front of the line, and at best, it was like, junior high kids going, ugh, for $30 and 2 hours of my life.
Yeah, that kind of bugs me too when that happens.
Yeah, so, I don't know. If it would have been like $10 total, I would have been fine, but seriously, it was vercoculous. It wasn't even scary, like a couple of people jumping out at you. And if they would have said up front, hey, this $30 is going to help schools or, I don't know, a special needs children or something, I would have been fine. Like 2 hours, whatever, it's a sacrifice. But just you don't really know what it goes for. Maybe just to grow more corn. I don't know. That certainly didn't pay for making the line shorter.
So what did you learn from this experience?
I'm never going to a corn maze of death again, that's for sure.
Yeah, apparently the death is not from the corn maze, it's from the frustration of $30 and the time you waited.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the Pants Free Podcast. Pants Free Podcast. Pants never required.
Nick, it is coming up on Halloween. Do you have any big activities planned? Are you going as a ghost? Are you going as Harry Potter again?
No, I'm not going to do anything Halloween this year.
What? No.
Yeah. The trouble with Halloween this year, it comes right in the middle of the most important month of my year, and that's the beginning of the auto show season.
No, is it? Does the auto show season ever end? I want you to see. This is where I want you to have more fun. Because you're a TV guy, and you're going to be on TV going, hey, it's me, Nikki J, and here I am, and here's a new car you should look at. What if you're dressed as a Count Dracula or like some kind of is there a scary monster from car movie? You could be that guy from Christine.
Yeah, I was thinking of, like what were the best 5 cars in case of a zombie attack, but...
Oh, see, there you go. Now you're talking. Are you sick of zombies like me? I haven't really ever been into the zombie thing.
No,
but
I haven't. We have mutual friends like Nelson that actually have plans what he would do if the zombies attack.
Yeah, he's got like a whole schematic. Like he's got, I think they do like, how people do fire drills? I think he does like a zombie attack drill like once a month.
Right.
It's pretty crazy. No, I haven't really ever been into zombies or vampires or anything like that. I just like scary. And I like ghosts. Like stories about ghosts. I follow this thing called Horrific Pics on Twitter, and it's just about like scary stuff. There's all kinds of stories on there and stuff. And I'm wondering, people like to tell scary stories around Halloween. What are your scary stories? If you have any, Nick and I would love to hear them because if they're personal or if they're stories that have been passed down to you or one you might have heard. Let us know. It's really simple. You just go to our podcast website, pantsfreepod.com, and there's a little thing that says send us a message, a voicemail or whatever, and just click that and tell us your story in like 90 seconds or less. So if you don't, Nick, do you have any scary stories you'd like to share for next week maybe?
I've had a couple of experiences with scary stories.
Save those because we're going to do a podcast of just scariness. Just wall-to-wall terror. I'll tell you the in-depth details of standing in a line for a corn maze for two hours. Happy Halloween. Is this true? Maybe this is a rumor I heard. I don't know. Because we have, people that follow you around that tell me things that go on. And one of the things that I heard was that you lost one of your teeth.
I did.
First of all, how does that happen? Is that just from being English? Is that like once a year you lose a tooth?
I've always struggled a little bit because I grew up in areas that don't have fluoride in the water, just like in Portland. But, I have my teeth are great. I have always gone to OHSU for dental care, and they've always taken care of it. But one of the problems was I had a crown, and I got a seed stuck, a sesame seed stuck in the side of it, and I kept like messing with it, and then one day I was just pushing on it really hard, and the tooth snapped.
Good Lord.
And came off, and I didn't expect that to happen, but it was very annoying, and really, luckily it's way back.
So they fixed it? Did they fix it yet, or are you still waiting?
No, I actually have to go to the dentist again tomorrow, but they are going to put an implant in because they don't think the structure of the tooth was strong enough to hold it. So
can you have them do a video we could post on the internet?
What's that?
Can you have them, can you shoot a video from your phone or something? We want to see a little bit of this. I mean, get inside that throat of yours, the magic mouth of Nick Miles.
Yeah, I have a lot of gold in my mouth because I always thought that gold was the best thing to put in your mouth because it lasts a long time.
When you pass, could you in your will adjust your will accordingly? Would you leave me that gold?
I think it's worth about $3,000 or $4,000.
Well, that's fine.
I'm thinking about having a diamond put in one of my front teeth too.
What the hell are you? Nicky J, the rap artist extraordinaire?
Exactly.
Little Nicky? No, but if you should melt that down and make something nice for the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Demand that in your will, that the dental students from OHSU will come in and remove the work that they've put in and melt it down into, like, I don't know, a goblet or something.
Yeah, a chalice.
A little sifter where you can sniff sweet wines.
Nick's chalice.
Like
his mouth chalice.
And I just want like a little medallion of it, from it.
Right.
Just so I'll have something to remember you in. And, maybe just a little pinch of your ashes.
You're a weirdo.
Please, for the love of God, buy our merchandise. Shirts, mugs, iPhone and iPad cases, stickers, magnets, and so much more. Simply click on the merch link at pantsfreepod.com.